Chat, welcome. We are ready to go with the top 15s. We've got a brand new format for today, but some pretty familiar faces from left to right. It's myself, T-Bates, CJ, Roldiz, and Yummy Cheese Man, who's put himself, I don't know if you guys can see it properly on the stream, but he's put himself on the analyst desk.
I finally made it.
Oh, gosh.
And where you would usually see a grid of empty squares or rectangles, I suppose, above our names, today you just see a big black box. And what's going to happen is all of the names are written in our columns, hopefully. My editor put them all in there. We all sent him our lists. And I'm going to reveal them all by changing the color to something that will allow us to read the background color. So this should be interesting. We're going to go reveal everybody's 15s all at once, but we're not going to do that yet because first of all, we've got to do honorable mentions, and CJ wanted to kick us off. So CJ, let's hear it. Honorable mention.
Yeah, I just wanted to set the tone for the top 15 coming out first with an honorable mention. So I think that, everyone here already knows what they're going to get when they put the five of us together for a top sort of any amount list. There's always going to be some people that don't agree. So my honourable mention, I'm just going to kick it off, is going to be Justin. He's they just didn't really perform. And although he played pretty well, it's hard to crack into the top 15. And he wasn't the Justin that I always see. And unfortunately, the first time I've probably ever not put him in the top 5 of a tournament. So
that might be true, yeah. Wait, was that? Did you expect us to be at your throats here?
Yeah, I thought that someone had.
What do you mean?
You're putting last tournament. You're putting some names that didn't even crack a win barely in the top 15. So I'm thinking, if I'm not putting Justin in there, this guy's like the first killer. It doesn't matter where he comes; he's always top 5.
CJ just spent the last 10 minutes going, "Oh my, he's gonna hate me."
And everybody's
actually saying fair enough.
Look at chat.
I looked at the stats. I looked at the stats and he popped off, and I was like, "Wait, did he?" And then I was like, "No, he didn't." I'm staying with that. He was okay in the stats.
No. He just was able to farm an OCE team. That's all.
That's true. No, playoff stats were good against just the Queso 5-game series. He was the best player on the pitch there, but they didn't make top 8. So. Yeah.
Against Queso, he averaged 466.6, 1.2 goals, 2.4 saves, 4.2 shots, and you have this man outside the top 15. He lost in game 5. He got in game 5 to the runner-ups, and he's not in the top 15.
Yeah,
he also lost to Endpoint, who finished 9th to 12th, and he also lost to Furia, got clapped.
Right.
I don't know. Furia finished top 6. Lost to a top 6 team, a top 2 team. And then, where did Endpoint finish?
At Endpoint, 9th, they were 9th, 12th.
Endpoint lost. Who didn't lose to? Lost to FaZe?
Swept by FaZe, yeah.
Yeah, they got swept by FaZe, who didn't, after that, perfect swept BDS. I don't want to hear anything. They lost to 3 solid teams.
They're supposed to be the best team in the region.
They lost, though.
Okay. That doesn't mean that my man went from being a top 5 player to outside the top 15. Like, what? He literally averaged almost 500 against Queso. What else do you want him to do?
There's no way. No. There's definitely 15 players better than him.
Yeah,
that's what I think. I think there's 15 better players. But he did, he was the best on his team, as usual, that's for sure. But the team did not perform. And they were like, it wasn't just on the pitch. It looked like they just were not there. This was the LAN of like the pop-offs. And NRG we're not doing that. They just couldn't get it together. Okay, Bates, what's your honorable mention then, if it's not Justin?
It's super latchy.
Super latchy.
Super lucky. It's Lachlan.
Did I say his name right? No, I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah, close enough.
He was playing pretty well. So I'm gonna give it to him. They
T-Bates has gone Octane GG events rating and just like, let's just lock that down there. That's crazy.
And because Super Lucky didn't do they didn't get the results, so he pulled them down a few.
Wait, what do you mean? They did better than the results. I mean, granted, they got a nice handicap because SRG decided not to show up. But besides that,
CJ's not happy about that, surely.
But besides that, they played a pretty solid. They played a pretty solid the whole entire time, and then they took BDS 5 in a match where 99% of the world thought BDS was gonna smoke them. So I gotta give it to them. They're pretty good. People like Scrub and Abjack really giving them flowers, and for good reason. They're pretty solid players.
Yeah, Super Lucky was going to be my honorable mention just because I wanted to give the top player of OC a shout out, but I will give mine to apparently Jack, who I think actually performed better this LAN overall, averagely. But, you know.
I disagree. I think there's a way more honourable mentions than Jack, with the greatest respect to Jack.
I mean, of course, but, you know, my other honourable mentions were Justin and Super Lucky.
Fair enough. Okay, Roldis, you have a different honourable mention outside of those three?
Yeah.
Who have you got?
I got my man. There's only one honorable mention that should have been spoken about. It's my man Banana Head. I love that man. Banana Head was a dog.
Banana
and
Head
he'll
too.
be back.
I hope they're back. They told me that they're going to be back, so we'll have to wait and see. That would be pretty exciting. All right, my honorable mention, I'm going to give it to Slater Rettles because I think he kind of like flew under the radar with Daniel and Arsenal popping off so much, but he was actually still really, really solid. Like they didn't get to
that comms video.
Yeah,
my God.
The comms are very
impressive. Did you
impressive.
watch that?
I did. It's
I'm
really
up.
interesting.
I am up. Anyone? I'm up. I'm going to go. I'm now going. I am up.
Does anyone
If you
object
talk to me like that? I'd have some problems.
Does
with them,
anyone
so-
object to me being up? No? Okay, good, because I'm up, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
I love that. What do you mean you got problems with that, Baze?
He talked to me like I'm stupid. No. Don't talk to me like I'm stupid. Don't talk to me.
He's trying to limit a double commit with like 10 seconds.
Hey, if it works for them, if that's how they get it, hey, man, I don't blame them because, see, if I had Baby Dan and then T-Shock on my team, I might have to talk comms like that too. I'm just saying, if I was on the team, don't talk to me like that because I know what I'm doing. I understand communication. It's a great video, so.
It's so good. It is really, really good. Okay, then. Let's see how this goes. I mean, hopefully these are all right. We're going to reveal, again, chat, if you just tuned in, we're doing this a bit differently. I've got everybody's answers on screen, but I don't know what they are. So I'm going to change the color of this row, and hopefully it will reveal everybody's number 15 player of the LAN at the same time.
I hope it does like number 1.
Well, it's definitely my number 15. I clicked on that one. So let's go for it. Let's just go for this color.
Bam.
Oh, we got a bit of synergy already. Look at this.
Ooh.
Hey, my man.
Look at that.
There's always the synergy. That's crazy.
Wow, a little bit of. I guess synergy is more likely on this one.
Teammates was complaining about Justin being an honorable mention. He's got a 1 higher.
Because he deserves. Justin always deserves to be in the list.
You put him 15.
He always deserves to be in the list. That's just all I gotta say. It's just I'm mind blowing that y'all have him outside. I don't understand that.
So if I said
I had him at
top
16,
would you have put him at 16 just because he's in the list?
Bro, listen, you gotta have him in there. 16 is disrespectful. 15 much better. He's on my screen. As long as he's on my screen, I understand. Now listen, actually no, now he ain't on my screen. He's in the top 15. He's one higher for a reason, and you gotta take that into account.
Okay. Well, you're.
I also forgot that I had him at 15. I could have sworn I had him about 12. So I mean, I'll eat this one.
He performed one place better than Super Lucky.
Yeah, I thought he was about 12 or 11. I don't know, but I guess I put him at 15. I don't know. It all works though.
Both Diz and I had Seiko at 4 last time as well, so he's dropped exactly the same amount for us.
That's crazy.
In our predictions.
Wow.
Yeah.
You and I got the same brain.
CJ was.
I don't know if you want that.
CJ was so worried about this. You're so far like one-off baits on Justin, exactly the same as me on Com. Like, what have you done in the rest of your list, CJ, that's got you so worried about this stream?
Well, maybe not. I guess I was worried because I went more of an eye test rather than what T-Bates did and just going to the Octane GG top 15 stats.
Oh yeah,
and
look
then
at
just copy
Octane
pasting.
GG. They have a
You
great
literally
website,
gave
but
me
I'll be honest
Justin's
with you.
stats when I said honorable mention. You're like 1.2 goals, 1.4 saves.
hey, man, my man's D-Rec getting paid for a reason. And best believe I got the stat sheet always ready. So, I mean, I was going off the eye test, bro. They lost to the team that got really hot. That's why I could have sworn I had Justin like 12. I don't know how. We'll see. I haven't looked at my list. So, we'll see how I have him. But regardless, the general premise is that he was still balling, and Queso was also balling. And I also think the Energy had the most pressure at this land than any other team. So I don't think people are taking that into account.
Maybe. I don't know. Did they?
Yeah.
In terms of having the pressure to play in front of people for the first time in 2 years, yes, most definitely. Not even a comparison. There's a reason none of them were there.
Well, they lost Sunday twice when they weren't in front of anyone.
Yeah, but that was the pressure. If they were there, I think it would have been they would have popped off. They would have had a chance to win. But they had the most pressure to be there. They were on Sunday for 2.5 hours before Justin or Garrett even went to that tent. That line was packed for no reason. They're just not there, and they waited for 3 hours for them to show up.
Oh, you mean
that line was just wrapped around the corner. So.
Oh, for the fan meet.
The tent. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and everybody there you go there. The most memorabilia there was NRG. And if NRG was there, I understand SSG had the loudest supporting group. But if NRG were there, that would have been dwarfed by Energy.
But they have so much experience. Surely that everybody told me that this LAN, the experience was going to make a difference, even though it didn't in Sweden. Everybody's saying like it's gonna matter. Queso's going to crumble, and NRG LAN experience, they're going to be so good. Cool, composed, make the crowd days thrive. I don't know, like maybe there were pressure on them, but how come they can't handle it if they're by far the most experienced team? Vitality weren't there, so they actually are by far at this event probably G2 second most experienced. They've got Atomic, so yeah, they got to figure that out.
77,770,007.
I don't know.
I can see it. Go ahead, go Yummy.
I think they had the most external pressure, maybe, but like they've had to deal with that for their entire career, and a lot of I think everybody else has their own pressure. This is not none of it was like anti-pressure whatsoever. So you know, it just goes down to how they performed on the weekend, and I'm not going to give. You can't just give excuses for pressure.
No way we're comparing Queso.
Well, they played better because they were under more pressure.
Queso's pressure in this. Queso's playing with house money. House money this whole entire event.
Of course, but
Queso's fan base on a scale of going in, even right now, Queso's fan base is nothing compared to the general NRG. That is this LAN.
I mean, you only had to look at how nervous they were in their first series to know how much pressure they felt.
I mean, they were nervous, yeah, but then
it's not external pressure, but it's pressure regardless. A lot of people deal with external pressure differently. Some people completely ignore it.
You have the biggest fan base. Everybody expects you to be there. Everybody. You are the biggest team Rocket League has ever seen, content-wise or anything like that.
But that's irrelevant, right? You've got two. One, that doesn't make a performance better or worse, the amount of pressure that somebody had on them. And two, that like everybody's going to be feeling pressure on themselves. The external factor isn't necessarily the major factor.
I feel like it's one of those things.
Different levels.
I feel like it's one of those things. Yeah, there's pressure and energy, but if they just waltz through to the crowd, 3-0, 3-0ing everybody, and then every other team that all the rookies are shaking, people would be like, "Oh yeah, see, it's no big deal for energy. They played in front of crowds." Like it's one of those things that people would flip. It's the same thing as like when a team wins from lower bracket, it's momentum, but when they lose, they're tired. You know, you can't have it both ways, but.
Wait, chat, do you really think that somebody played better because they had more pressure on them? We're just thinking, we're ranking at top 15 on how people played. The amount of pressure on them doesn't make a difference to how they played on the pitch.
I don't know.
No, I'm saying Energy had the most amount of pressure.
Did Energy have pressure against Furia opening series though? Did they have like more pressure on them than Furia, who just bombed out in like 11th, 13th in the previous? Not even 11th. I think they were like.
I think they were just fearful of them, like everyone is against Furia. It's the same thing as in Sweden. They were fearful of Arrow because it was Sam 2 seed, and they're like, oh, they're playing we're playing fast, and they nearly, went a game 5 against them. So I think pressure effect. I think what on my case is, yes, they had pressure on them. And they didn't perform, probably because of the pressure. But I'm not going to put them higher just because, they didn't perform because of the pressure. So pressure absolutely has affected NRG in this LA major. But
I'm not saying that they're not the team under the most pressure, the most expectations. I'm saying that is irrelevant to the list.
No, I got to take that into account. No, that doesn't mean that just because they lost. Dude, I think they've had a pressure that it hasn't never been seen before, because this LAN is such an outlier. That 3 days prior to making the weekend definitely matter. And so I'm not gonna have like and them any higher than this, but saying that like that pressure, I think that's additional pressure that nobody else at the LAN even had because they're the biggest team.
It's like
they're expected to be there. Queso does not have that pressure. Queso's playing with house money coming in. They're a young team. If they play well, it is what it is. If they don't play well, they'll be okay. NRG, Garrett's been at every single LAN. Every single LAN, they're expecting Garrett to be there. They're expecting Squishy to be there. Expecting Justin to be there. And the fact that so the moment they walk in, if they lose one, their backs are already against the wall.
But regardless,
that's like
it's
speculation.
The best.
It's pure speculation saying that they felt the most pressure. You don't know. Well, none of us know who actually experienced the most pressure. We don't know how they felt. We can't know. It's not possible to know.
But we're not ranking it on like a performance to pressure ratio. We're just rating on performance.
What if Joyo's blood pressure was like way higher?
Like,
what if like one of the Queso players had way higher like pressure, and that we just don't know that because they dealt with it better. If anything, NRG should be able to deal with it more because they've like been to so many LANs. They should know how to deal with this. It's like Queso's debut. It's new to them. Like the fact that they dealt with it is more impressive.
That's the biggest point to make about NRG is that they should be able to deal with the pressure a lot more than the other teams that are coming in, especially the first-time players being there.
It's a different pressure, bro. Y'all are taking account that's a different pressure.
How do you know that? Like you can't know. It's not possible.
Are we doing a rank of like what is the most important pressure? What's the least important pressure?
Bro, I don't know how we got to ranking about this. Justin playing well.
Well, you said
Justin still played well.
We got to this because you're saying you're giving Justin a bit of a break because there was more pressure on him than like other players in the conversation were 15th.
No, if I was giving him a break, I would have him like top 9. But he played well regardless. He still balled out. They just lost to Queso. I'm ranking Justin 15 because of how he played and the teams that he lost to.
It's close. I was close to it, but we'll see. Maybe he's in somebody else's list. Higher up, but not CJ's because he was honorable mention. By the way, chat and everybody, the plus minus is how far off we were with our predictions, and we're all pretty equally wrong on all of our 15th. In fact, T-Bates is the closest. He got Justin within 10 of where he thought he'd be. Everybody else were 11. I'm gonna give we're gonna say calm and say we're 26th. We didn't have him in our list. Everybody who made it that we didn't have, we're just gonna assume that they were 26.
Gosh.
For the benefit, give us the benefit of the doubt. But I'll be honest, he wasn't. So I got him wrong by more than this. Okay, I think it's time to go on to number 14. So we got more.
Can I just briefly touch on calm? This guy set the tone for the whole LAN. Like what he did turned it into a COD LAN. But he was a freak. He was a freak with the comms, like straight away. Joyo said he was physically scared for his life, and that's exactly what you want on LAN. And I think asking Com about it, why did you do it? He said it just took the heat off beast mode. Everyone was focused on him. The whole other team was like just going, oh my God, what's Com doing? Like wanting to, they were getting annoyed with Com. Taking the focus off the star player, that was unreal. And he played well pretty much the whole event, I think. And sick. Torment was probably the weakest of the three throughout the event. Com deserves a top 15, I reckon.
Most what he did just always the most demos per game as well. He's
he did
checks that stat
by a mile.
Yeah, he always checks that stat after every event to make sure that he's number one. He really cares about it a lot. But it obviously makes a difference on LAN. All right, number 14s are. Oh, we got more synergy. Look at us go. Whoa.
Just like no one. We sent these lists to a third party. We have not
I've not seen this. Well, I've seen mine, but I've not seen your guys. Wow. Good job, everybody.
We all sent our lists either last night or this morning to Johnny's editor, and
Look at us go. And everybody can if one of them is ever wrong, just tell me. But so far, I imagine it's all right.
I thought we might see some more Seikos here, but Seiko, I think, is somebody to touch on because we didn't actually talk about him whatsoever, too. Yeah. Is that I felt like it was so much on his teammates. When Furia were playing them, they just gave Seiko no room. He would be a lot higher if he could have just kept to, the performance he had in all of his winning games where he just obliterated everyone. But, yeah.
I think also people are kind of figuring Seiko out, or they did online. They're like, oh, it's Seiko, he's going to air dribble, and then as soon as somebody challenges him, he's going to go for a flip reset fake. So you just have to ball chase, just go straight for the ball, because he's going for a flip reset mind game every time to try and get a 1v2 outplay. Still actually made it work, I think, against NRG, mostly, but yeah, too predictable, especially against Furia, losing twice. So that was...
And I think he bottom statted one of the Furia matches as well, which is surprising for Seiko, yeah.
scored 0. Furia were just like, they're like, oh, Seiko's air dribbling? Cool, I'll just go for the ball. They don't care. So it didn't really work out as well. Who knew ball chasing is pretty powerful? Okay, Calm. Where did... okay, roll this. Where did you have Calm? Did you have him in your list before? You did not.
I don't even think so, yeah.
So he's a plus 12.
Yeah,
Plus 12. We'll give you benefit.
He was like completely underrated going in.
Yeah,
but
massively,
I think what CJ said about Calm was 100%. I think he actually paved the way. Like he was the meta changer at LAN. Like we just saw it. He just came out screaming, and then gradually every single team just started to scream because it was working for V1. They're like, we just need to bring the same type of energy. And obviously, like a team like Dignitas, who was nice shot, Joe. You just hit the best shot of your life, but good job, bro. It just wasn't enough. And as soon as they got down, they were really down.
I like that none of us had Kaio on our radar. I think all of us would have put Kaio maybe even number 3 for Furia, and then he's now in our top 15. That's it.
He was sick. He was like the Ahmed to the TRK of Sandrock Gaming. Like that, he just absolutely popped with Yan. Like he was up there with him, toe to toe. But Kaio, I gotta say, he's an honourable mention for me. I forgot to mention that because I was so focused on Justin. But I didn't get him in the top 15. But he was seriously, he was. You could make a case that he was just as good as Yan.
And he was the guy I criticized most, like last land, as being the guy who's holding their performance back. But I think they've changed their play style a lot more to have Card play a more of a fill-in role.
Kaio's like, it's so sick that he's this good because he's the original Brazilian player, the original South American player. He's literally the great one. He put it in the name. So sick. But that's actually awesome to see him up there.
Yeah, his name's sick.
The original, like that would be like, who was the first OCE player to really like be considered the best in the region?
Drip. Oh, the first?
Yeah. Literally the first. They'll be long gone by now, probably. But
I guess you'd probably just put down Soma, even though he wasn't best at the time.
Soma, 2015.
Yeah.
Okay,
naming off people I've never heard of.
Dumbo could be like an easy one that people would know.
Dumbo's better. I do know Dumbo. I know Dumbo.
Yeah, but Dumbo never even came top 2 at any tournaments.
He just kept getting third.
He's just been around.
He's just been around for so long.
He kept getting third in game 7s. It was brutal.
Yeah. Really, but even before that, my team managed to take him and put him down to 4th in a tournament.
Here we go. My team. Back in my day. Get out your...
No, it just shows how Dumbo is.
Yeah, you're on the desk for a reason. Look at me. You sat next to me. Nobody cares what you did.
I've got to say, but for AJ as well, by the way. So me and CJ both have the exact same lists right now, 15-14. But I had AJ in my original top 25, and CJ didn't, so I'm winning that one.
Well, yeah, what plus 11. Nice.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah,
awesome. Really good.
I think I had plus 2 on AJ. That's interesting. Yeah. He's outside of my top 15 just.
All right.
He was just the consistently, like, Sipical was pretty, like, he had good series, he had bad series.
Yeah.
So AJ was just doing his thing, like, every series. I never was like, well, AJ's playing bad. Like, he was always just putting up numbers, always scoring goals, not really making many mistakes. It was really good. So
somebody made a meme about
it. Felt like the pressure got to AJ a little bit in the Queso match where he started making some mistakes, but outside of that, he was really consistent,
There was definitely somebody made a AJ meme, first killer when he sees AJ performance at the Winter Major or something. I was like, wow, he must be doing really well if there's memes on Reddit about his performance after I think there was like so many people saying going into the major that first killer just did not trust AJ or Sipical. That was the general consensus online. But I think he trusted them online.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like it the first couple of days or like the first day. They just did not look in sync, but I think as like the major progressed, the phase just started clicking together.
All right, number 13 coming up. And we've got another more synergy for the third time in a row. And that's Calm. Calm is in everybody's list between 13 and 15, so we're all pretty close on that one. Good job, everybody. I'm gonna do the color coding. You guys can
behind, isn't that?
We got another Kaio as well. Very sick.
That's right. Gotta respect Kaio.
I was Arsenal 13.
Arsenal's this low?
Do you want me to go first, or
please do? Because yours is the only outlandish. Well, I don't know. Raul has Sid 13. I don't know about that one either. But Arsenal 13.
I think that he's like did what Com did, but a little bit to more of an important degree in the fact that he's the only reason they got out of groups. But outside of that, once they got to playoffs, it was literally just Laniel. Like, he was unbelievable. I think the Dig series is the one everyone's going to remember for Arsenal because he literally just got them out of the trenches for the reverse sweep. But like the first 2 games of that series, he wasn't on the pitch, and then he was unbelievable, carried them, which is why I've got him 13. And I think Daniel was unbelievable. He was like, righto, playoff, it's time to get on the stage. Let me take over. And he literally, I want to say 1v3, but he was phenomenal, like setting it up. 1v3. I think Arsenal off ball and what he did, like in terms of the comm role of just like being like the dude that's up and about yelling was sick. And I think his comms were unreal, which is why I've got him higher than com because he literally carried a series like on the pitch as well. But outside of that, he was just the hype man. Like he was a hype man. He wasn't putting up stats. Well, no. That sounds weird. I'm not saying he's a cheerleader. He was just off ball. He was doing work off ball.
I mean, it was like, let's let Daniel go. He didn't get to do too much because they had the free win because SRG weren't there. So, I mean, it kind of sucks for SSG because their run it wasn't that. I mean, they did really well in the matches that they played in, but it was a really short run because they only had 3 wins overall. They just. The first match against Dig, everybody's thinking that's for number 1, which is huge. Number 1 in this format won 95% of events. Winner of one of these events in this split came from first place in a group 95% of the time. So winning that match against Dig is huge. And Arsenal carried them. But then after that, no, he was definitely outperformed by Daniel.
I feel like everyone is just remembering like the Dig series. Like everyone's just doing a bit of like
without the Dig series, they ain't there.
Yeah, but without the Dig series, he's probably bottom like X amount of players. Like he didn't really.
We just take it. Well, okay, we can throw it in the trash. Without Justin scoring that 0-second goal, Justin doesn't exist right now.
That's not true though. Even without that goal, Justin's still MVP of that LAN. Even if he doesn't score the 0-second goal, he's still the best player in the LAN.
He was unbelievable in that series. But yeah, take that out. The V1 was V1, upper bracket V1 SSG. V1 weren't playing like how they should be. I think. Well, that's fair. It was first. No team was playing. I'm not saying that Space Station were unbelievable in that series, but I think that it was just Daniel's time to show up. It felt like more of it was like online SSG once we got to playoffs, where Daniel was like just the man, literally doing everything. How they play in scrims, and then Arsenal was playing that more of an off-ball role. Whereas that one series against Dig, he was literally he literally carried that team into a reverse sweep, which was sick. But like I'm looking at it as a performance as a whole, and I'm going to weigh the playoff performance more than the group stage, even though that's the only reason they got there. So it's still 13. Like, come on, that's pretty good.
I mean, 15 is pretty exclusive.
I think also there's a lot of intangibles around Arsenal that if you look purely as on pitch performance, other than in that Dignitas series where he hard carried, he'd be lower. But there's a lot of stuff where the leadership, and I think that he like smiled through the entire LAN. He always get the spirits high, and he was probably one of the smarter players in terms of going for demos. He set up a lot. Like when things started looking bad against any team, when things started looking bad against Queso, I think it was Arsenal that took charge in terms of changing their play style.
That's right.
Going for the demos, opening it up for both Reddles and Daniel. And Reddles also started demoing a lot more too, but Arsenal felt like he took the lead.
It's really hard to know where that comes from.
But it's intangible.
Yeah, it's intangible. It's hard to know. Is that from Chrome? Did he tell them to do that? Is that Reddles' idea? Or is it really Arsenal's idea? I try and stay away from that kind of predictive, ranking, because I don't know. I just don't personally know. Like I haven't talked to them about that. Maybe somebody here has, but
yeah, like John, without getting into it too much, they don't know how Arsenal's going to play on the day. So it's just if he's popping off, he's doing his thing. That's like their biggest thing is his play style changes.
Thing, right?
He's a mood, depending on his mood and stuff as well. Like if he's feeling it, he's doing everything, he's carrying. If he's not, he might just be in his own world, run around demoing. So
well, I think
really know. He's a wild card.
We can leave Arsenal for now because I know that he'll be talked to. He'll reappear, so we can definitely come back to him in a bit. But okay. Sypical is in rolled his list, and I'm going to be honest, I'm surprised to see Sypical in a top 15 because top 15 is so exclusive. And if Sypical's in there, I would expect AJ and First Killer to be in there as well. And that's a lot of FaZe players for a team that finished 4th place and went 1-2 in groups. You know, that's a lot.
I just don't think that. I think I saw more from Sip than what I saw from AJ.
Okay,
like,
so AJ's not there. Got it.
So,
all right.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I just feel like, I saw more from Sip, especially like solo plays and clutch moments. He was putting away goals to put his team ahead or tie series back up. Especially after day one, like he was abysmal day one, and I'll always say that. But like he started to ramp up, and he became the Sypical that I feel like we expect to see on that FaZe roster. I feel like Sypical has always been the question mark to show up in clutch situations, and he started to be that player again, and is why FaZe performed at the level that they were performing on. I feel like First Killer and AJ are gonna get what they're gonna get. They're gonna always get their touches and everything that they do, but Sypical was always the question mark, and why FaZe was not performing to the expectations that they had on them was because of Sypical's underperformance, and I think he showed up, and that's why FaZe.
So the fact that he was so trash online makes it more impressive that he was decent on LAN. Is that the summary?
Wouldn't you agree that there should be more expectations for Sypical to perform on LAN? Like on LAN, if he actually shows up, it's more important than him not performing in regionals, where the team is still getting top 4 in NA consistently. But then when we came to the major, we were like, FaZe is gonna bottom out. Like I don't think many people had FaZe in even top 4 conversations because
I had him 6. I think I had him 6, so I was not that far off. Just needed them to lose to V1, and we would.
Yeah, I think I'm had him finishing second. No, third at SRG G2, or half 4th. 1 or 2. Adam 4th, I think.
The thing is, I think you're looking at all of Sypical's like good moments at that LAN, and you know, I think Sypical, what I want from him, or I think what is expected of him, is a very, very consistent, clean performance. And he had so many just like random misses that led to goals. The one off the backboard was probably heinous, so they lost off it.
What series
there are a lot of
again?
mistakes in Sypical, and that's not what we want from him, right?
What series was the backboard miss from again? I remember it, but I can't remember the series.
Oh, I don't know. I remember it lost the game, not necessarily the series. I can't remember. It might have been day 1, but
I honestly don't remember.
He continued like having some.
I don't remember Sypical doing anything the whole entire major, which means that he shouldn't be anywhere near this top 15 list. You go ahead and put him in there, man. Congratulations.
I guarantee you, there's gonna be someone on your list that I'm gonna be like you already got Justin on here, which is crazy.
Justin's respectable. He averaged 470 against a team that finished top 2.
That's good.
Stats do matter.
He's farming OCE.
Nice.
Nice.
I said 470 against a team who finished second. I didn't say anything about any of the other series.
Oh, 470 against a team that finished second. Nice. He
still lost. Like what? Like what? And also he lost to Furia and Endpoint, 2 other teams that finished top 9. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Top 9. 9th, 12th.
Punch the numbers a little bit.
Top 9.
We're going to put endpoint 10.5. 10.5. We'll average it out. I love that. Top 9. And then if it was like, if you want to swing it the other way, you'd be like bottom 12. Okay, so honestly, I think we're not too far off so far. One thing we're all very consistent at is for that number 13. None of us had them in our original top 25s, unless I'm mistaken. I just checked the video. I don't think any of us had these players who we ranked 13 in our original top 25, so we're way off on that one. Number 12 is... Yep, we've got more synergy. Let's go, Yummy Cheese Man. We've done it.
Let's go.
Vatira?
So slow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Vatira. Yo, I swear, Base always be lashing out on the pick before his pick is out.
Oh man, that's not actually. Time out. Wait. You know, hey. You know what's about to happen? Queso finished second, and somehow, some way, y'all are all gonna have 3 Queso players in the top 10. Queso finished second, and y'all are all gonna have 3. All 3 of them are gonna be in top 10. That is gonna be mind blowing if I see that. If I see that on any of y'all's lists, why is that
mind blowing? Why is that mind blowing?
Because you have 3 top 10 players and you don't even win. How's that possible?
They only went eight.
They just had a bracket reset.
They
did it. They actually did it. Well, okay, if they were playing like that from Wednesday, then maybe they wouldn't have the bracket reset so early on. You know what I'm saying?
They only won 8 series. They only won 8 series and lost 2. G2 went 6
because
and
they
1.
were in the lower. The groups matter. You can just look at Saturday and Sunday.
That's one series, and yes, groups do matter. And G2 were 1 marked by 8 open net miss from losing and also being in the lower bracket. Like it was this close from G2.
There's no way there's 3 Queso players in the top 10. You guys are y'all's mind.
All I'm saying is, if I think it's like more wrong to, it's hard not to put any Queso and G2 players outside of the top 10. They were the 2 dominant teams by such a large margin.
No.
They were dominant by such a large margin.
Go to 7. Yeah, I was at the thing. CJ right next to you. Queso went to 7. They went to 5 against NRG. They went to 7 against Furia. They went to 7 against Space Station. They went to 7 against G2, and they got lucky that G2 decided that Reed forgot how to calm for 2 seconds. Otherwise, they would have lost that series.
How's that lucky?
And then they lost in 6. If they have 3 players in the top 10, that means they're sweeping. They're sweeping people. The only team they sweep was Evil Geniuses.
The score doesn't matter. It's a win as a win. They won every game 6 and 7. They won like 10 elimination matches straight. They've got the ice in the veins.
I want to listen. If you're saying I'm gonna go basketball, I love going basketball. That's my sport. If you have 3 top 10 players in basketball, not only do you win the championship, but there is absolutely no competition. There's no competition. You are a sweeping team. You are sweet. If you have there's no because you had. Listen, Klay Thompson not even top 10. They had KD. They had Steph. They had Klay.
Listen, I don't know. Listen, I don't know much about. No, listen for a second. I don't know much about basketball, but I do know that the way that it's constructed, it makes it impossible to have that many good players in one team because
that's wrong. It's very possible.
The salary caps and like the drafting. It's literally so unlikely. In Rocket League, there's nothing like that. You can just have the 3 best players. And a team in NA can have the 3 best players in that region. It can just happen. You can literally have the 3 best players in the entire region in one team. Look at South America. Look at Middle East. They've got the 3 best players in one team. It happens in Rocket League way more than basketball. They're not
3 top 10 players in the world, though.
No, but they could be. Like G2 and Queso were so far. They were levels above.
I think on an individual basis, like you easily argue that, T-Bates is wrong. And you could say that G2 went on teamwork over individual if you want to base it on that. But it depends on how much you want to take that into account, right?
I think that they both. I'm not saying that the Queso were better or the players were better.
That were the clear top 2 teams.
They were top 2 by an absolute mile. And you don't get top 2 by an absolute mile without having like everybody stacked in list.
Bro, I don't get how you get 3 top 10 players, bro, and you've won game 7 like multiple times in the tournament, bro. They won all the game 7s. You're squeaking by. Okay, they're winning, but they're not dominating. If you have 3 top 10, you have to dominate.
They were dominating. They beat the Energy like 5-1 in game 5.
They beat them in 5, though.
Yeah,
game 7s were not close though. They just won.
They were smoking people in game 4 and 5. Like
they would go down 3-2. And they'd have to come back and they would win.
I think they were like 5-0.
Land rookies.
They were like 5-0.
Land rookies.
Land rookies don't matter, bro.
Land rookies don't matter.
3 top 10 players and you don't even win the tournament, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I just hate that's how we justify things. Like their individual
it's individual. It's individual.
So they lost 1 series, and therefore it's not possible to have them all top 10 because they lost once in groups.
They actually beat G2.
Their opening match, they went 1-1 with G2.
Bro. If we're going off a straight skill, okay, that's not even fair to like people like Seiko because Seiko's not on my list, and Seiko's better than every single person on Queso.
He's just not though. He's just not. Are you crazy?
Now we got a problem.
Are you crazy?
As an individual player?
Yes. You're mad.
I got a problem.
Yeah, we're actually crazy.
We're gonna big problem.
What was Seiko as an individual player?
Did you watch this week? Yeah,
literally Seiko. This Lanny was worse than every single Queso player by a mile. All 3.
It's a team game.
Okay.
If Seiko had, can we go back to all of our other lists? Can we pull it up on the stream?
Between a team game and individual skill play,
because this is what it is, though. This is top 15 individual players at the LAN. This isn't top 15 skill. I'm not top 15. This isn't top 15. Where did you finish?
Exactly.
No, but this is top 15 performance.
Why are we arguing that 3 players of Queso can't be top 10 then? because of where they're placed.
This is individual skill. This is individual skill, not the team accomplishment. We're not ranking which team played well.
But like, why do you think they play so well? Why do you think they won 8 series in a row?
Because they have 3 really good players.
Yeah, I agree.
Did any of us have Seiko? Tom, going back to Seiko thing. Did any of us have any Queso player above Seiko?
I did.
Last time.
Yes.
No, who had you? Had Vatira?
Vatira. And I had Rise just right behind him, actually. That was close.
And Seiko, and I love Mets, and Related Wave is solid as ever. But you can't compare Related Wave and Mets to Joyo, and it don't even matter which one. Oh, like Queso, bro. You switch Seiko, you put Seiko with Alpha 54 and Vitality, and they're probably winning tournaments right now. Cause that's 2 legitimate top 5 players in the world.
But that's not where we're ranking. We're not ranking them. We're ranking their performance at the last. That's the whole point. We're not ranking Seiko. How good is he?
And obviously, Seiko played well.
Obviously, Justin and Seiko are still top 15 players in the world, but that LAN they weren't, and we're doing the LAN rankings, so like they're not.
You're holding it against them because their team didn't play well.
No, I think
it's phenomenal though that
they didn't play well.
You've got Vatira at 12, and you're like, I swear to God, if someone's got him at 10 or lower, it's like 2 placings. It's really not that much.
It's the Justin thing all over again. It's like if anybody puts Justin any lower than 15, 16.
I'm just saying Justin has to be on the list. He
doesn't have to be though.
He doesn't.
He's not special.
I'm sorry.
He's not
much
special.
as you love him.
He's no more special than Common. He definitely didn't play better than Common, in my opinion, at this LAN. My 15. I think Common's better.
My biggest problem here is actually Yanks at 12. Like he was so good. Why is he this like? You just hate Sam, or have you got Kaio higher than you?
I'm okay with it because we don't see Kaio yet. I'm okay with it because we don't see Kaio. So I'm defending.
If we've got Kaio higher than Yanks, then I'm okay with it.
Relatives don't look too happy.
No, he's gonna have 3 Queso people somehow, and that's outrageous to say 3 Queso people play better than Yan.
Even when Furia were not doing, or even when like things were going all right, and Yanks wasn't top scoring for the team, he was always having the most impact by far for Furia. Like he was insane. I don't know how much more room he could open up on the pitch.
By the way, just a little side note here. CJ got Seiko within 2. He had him 10 as a prediction pre-LAN, 12 after LAN. So well done. Round of applause for CJ.
Best in the top 15.
Well done. Where did Vatira? Okay, Vatira was 8. I thought maybe that's not bad either. Actually, you had plus 4 in Vatira. No, minus 4 for Bates. So pretty close as well. Just wanted to give updates on that, and I did not have Arsenal on my list, so I'm an idiot. Plus 14, I'll take it. Okay, I think we need to power on through here. That was a road bump, but we got through it eventually. Let's see what happens next. At number 11, we have a bunch of Chicagos. Let's go. Look at us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can I just go first in my defense? I accidentally sent an old draft. So I tried to get this changed 10 minutes ago, but your editor said just own it. I did have Yan a little bit higher, but I'll say I had him at 9. So I didn't have him like that much higher or lower, whichever.
You're just ranking him lower because you beat him, right? Yeah.
Just farmed him. So he was clipping on kids. He's the best player in Furia. I probably should have put him higher. So I'll own this one. I could have put him at 9. But since Raul's put him at 12, I feel a bit more comfortable now.
That's a massive difference according to the teammates. So you're good. You're good. 11 and 12 might as well be on other sides of an ocean. Like they are so different. Chicago, by the way, was absolutely dead even from T-Bates. He nailed it. 0. You guessed Chicago. 11th pre-LAN, and it did turn out to be 11th. So that's bang on.
Yeah, I think he also had the order, Atomic JNAP's Chicago, of his overall order. So,
yeah, well, that's if he actually put Atomic number 1, which I imagine he did. But we'll find out in a bit.
He also had Ahmad at number 1, but
he did, yeah.
He did.
I got robbed.
Unfortunate. We all got a little bit robbed.
I got robbed.
Yeah, we all lost pretty big time there. Okay.
Do you think if they were there that they would have your story would have played out?
Most definitely. It was meant to be. Queso were playing really high mechanical gameplay. And if there's any team in the world that can match that up in the skies, is SRG. They would have been with them boys every step of the way. In case someone want to see them, they wouldn't want to see them boys. Nah, but yeah, I think SRG wins that group too. In Group D, it would have played out just like I said.
Now, what happens if SRG are at the LAN? They do win Group D. I agree, because Group D looked pretty weak. But then, yeah, SRG get G2 in winter final, beat them, send G2 to the lower bracket, and obviously we all saw what happened when G2 played Queso in the first series. So Queso Sandrock grand final. It's just the obvious.
Queso Sandrock grand final.
It's just the obvious.
G2 is playing too well. They're playing too well all weekend.
Imagine how much of a monstrous throw that would be. It's like 4 NA teams top 6, and then none of them make final. That would be a great story.
EU copium. Johnny's just throwing the copium out. Come on. I know you're so happy. Johnny's giving you something to smile about. Even congratulations.
It's not even copium. Queso literally beat G2 the first time they played. So.
Oh my gosh. Reed, why'd you let it happen?
Blame the format.
Yeah. As a note, Johnny, I'm meant to be -6.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's correct.
And rolled is just to get you a bit more involved. Why Chicago outside of the top 10?
There's just a lot. I feel like Chicago brought leadership, and he like plays consistently on G2, like the way he needs to play. He's like a disruptor kind of. Like I feel like Chicago's like one of the fastest players in North America, but I just think his other two teammates completely overshadowed him. Like Jay Nepson.
He had some series where he was top scorer by a mile, but a lot of that is like finishing up goals.
Now, how the heck are all Queso ahead of Chicago though?
You have Vatira right behind Chicago.
Yeah, but Vatira lost to Chicago. So how did the team that lost is all the ahead of one?
Let me explain it to you. Let me explain it to you. I'm a believer in the MVP of a tournament not actually winning the tournament.
That's ridiculous.
Just to give you an example. Imagine, just for the sake of argument, that Joyo scored 5 goals per game. Imagine he scored every goal for Queso in this ridiculous run that they went on, and then they went Game 7 overtime in the second series, and they lost by 1 goal. And Joyo scored 5 goals a game.
If he's averaging 5 goals a game, he ain't losing.
No, they're losing 6-5.
Like he averaged 5 goals. If he averages 5 goals, they smoking. That's a smoke.
It's a hypothetical.
It's a hypothetical, teammates. I'm saying
6-5 loss.
If Chicago JNAPs and Atomic are all averaging 2 goals a game each, and Joyo's on 5 goals a game, and they're losing 6-5.
Then Joyo need to tell his teammates to play better defense.
But he's also the MVP.
I don't know.
He's also the MVP though, because you don't MVP always being in the winning team for Rocket League is just a thing that has always been the case. But I don't really see why personally. I think the MVP, the most valuable player, could definitely be from a team that's not even in the final. It might even be from a team that finishes 3rd. If they're just hard carrying. They could be if they're just completely hard carrying.
No, because it's finals MVP. It's not MVP of the tournament.
No, I think it's actually MVP, isn't it? They call it MVP.
It's finals MVP.
Nah, they call it MVP.
It's MVP of the tournament. We vote on every player there.
It's just MVP of the entire thing. It's no way it's final MVP.
We vote on every player there in the spreadsheet.
Yeah, it's called Winter Major MVP. So
Wikipedia is not right. Wikipedia is not right.
No, it literally is. It's always.
Well, didn't you vote on it?
No, I told the Sonics about it. It's finals MVP.
It's not finals MVP.
Did you not? Did you vote in the spread in the thing?
I know what the spreadsheet said. I told the Sonics about that after that. You deemed it to be finals MVP.
But didn't you win like 10 grand? Why would you get 10 grand for
what? No, you don't win anything from this.
But you used to. Torment won 10k in season 6.
Oh, that was different though. This is just. It was just.
It's exactly the same.
But like, if Torment gets 10 grand for being MVP season 6 of the entire tournament, then surely this MVP is the same thing. It's just the whole tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But they always give it to a winning player. Is that how it works in basketball?
Yeah, they've always given it to a winner.
They didn't want to confuse the NA viewers. People would see that Rise or someone's the MVP, and they're like, "Okay, so one."
I mean, that makes no sense though. That makes no sense if you lose and you get the MVP. How's that work?
Because
I feel like this is the first time I really remember though a time where I wouldn't put the winning team player as the MVP.
Oh, I think there's a fair few.
Think of too many others.
Devo could be.
I'm pretty sure it's Finals MVP. I don't know what Wikipedia is talking about. And but if it's Winter Major MVP, then you can make sure. But I'm pretty sure it's Finals MVP.
I'm going to say we literally vote on, and every single player in the tournament is on the list. It's not just the 6 players in the final.
There's a big.
But we kind of had scuffed though. It was kind of scuffed though, was it not?
Maybe they decided to call it Finals MVP last minute, but it's always been winter. It's always been the entire event since season 1.
MVP equals best winner. No, it means most valuable player. It doesn't mean the best winner.
also, regardless though, I feel like it's very unlikely. It would have to take something like ridiculous numbers that Johnny's given to even have the MVP not be on the winning team.
Well, like Rise
regardless.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Definitely because the MVP, that means you won the tournament, which means you balled out the whole entire time.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It's a team sport.
It doesn't Rocket League.
Wait, Rold, is this an American thing?
Why are you bringing up the team sport thing now? All of a sudden,
what's
the most valuable player doesn't mean their team won.
Okay, time out then. I know all y'all believe then that Rise should be MVP, but somehow, some way, you have all 3 Queso players in top 10. How is Rise the MVP if both his teammates are still in the top 10?
Just wait till you see the average, T-Bates. Wait till you see the average. Hold on a second. We're going to get there. Just wait and find out. Then you know who you got beef with. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and get 10, because I think this is probably going to be a good continuation of this current discussion. And it is excellent job me of there we go.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Nah, this is getting stupid now, Johnny.
You just judging him off day one?
No.
I mean, you gotta take day 1 into the account, surely.
Day 1, not just day 1. Like Joyo, I think people who are ranking him really high, like top 5, have just watched all of the like highlight videos and they're like, "Yep, Joyo's the best player in this tournament." But
no, it's not.
He made a lot of mistakes. He made a lot of mistakes.
No. He was the man. He was the guy. No, ideally going
DJ
yellow.
I think won.
Rise was phenomenal. Joyo, the things that he was doing on the ball, buying time for the boys, I don't even agree with you. He was making a few mistakes, but I feel like this guy was always getting it, like beating one, getting a 50, beating another. Like he was holding that ship down.
Yeah, no,
Rise
Joyo
was putting the.
Joyo was sick. Wait till you see the other like killers have got 9 through 1. Like there's nothing wrong with being 10th as far as I'm concerned.
CJ's been calling himself Joyo for the last 2 weeks. So
I've changed He's the best player in the world. He's the best player in the world. He's so good.
The fact that you have Vatira, you have to have all 3 players, so Vatira is higher than Joyo is actually crazy.
Vatira's performance was so underrated.
I mean, Vatira's performance was very on par with Joyo's, in my opinion.
Yeah, bang on. Like they were very, very inseparable.
They were pretty close.
Like Joyo's offense, Vatira defense, he was unplayable.
That's right. Without Vatira on defense, that team does not win anything, and I don't think people are giving enough credit to Vatira. But apparently, maybe you are giving too much credit because all 3 somehow, somewhere about 3 cases. No, I'm saying people in general. But no, I'm saying people in general, not y'all, but people in general are just gassing up Joyo and Rise. But Vatira was still balling out, especially on the defensive end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vatira was crazy, and he also like scored some bangers too. He was so consistent. Like I rate consistency, and Joyo was like super unpredictable, and every team needs that. That's why I've got him top 10. But yeah, he was also making the most mistakes on this team. That's just like I think Chicago for G2 is probably the worst of 3 brilliant players. Joyo, just barely, I think, because he was definitely getting them in trouble with his decisions. Like he didn't just mess up the other team. He's unpredictable because I think he just makes it up as he goes along. This dude doesn't replay review. He just sits in free play all day, and he's like. Free playing in RLCS.
That's why we give so much credit to all the other mechanical young guns, Johnny. They have someone behind them backing them up. There's always a third man with somebody who's young mechanical making an unpredictable mistake because that's what they need. That's what they need to shine. You got to let Joyo shine on offense. They don't even make the finals without Joyo doing some of the things he was doing.
They don't. Obviously.
I mean, yeah, it's a team game. They need all 3 of them to ball out.
Exactly. So I don't know why we're trying to create this argument to underrate Vatira. You always need that guy. So if Vatira steps up and is that guy, during the split, Vatira was the offensive. He was a superstar. He was doing everything. But now his other 2 teams are stepping up. So now we're all underrating him out of nowhere.
Yeah, Vatira. I think no. Well, who do you think we're underrating, Vatira or Joyo?
Well, you're underrating Joyo.
I don't think I am though.
I am.
I think the rest of my
I'm
list
willing
is
to
insane.
like accept 10 if you're like really judging it off like that day one and how important losing that series was.
It's pretty important, but not just that.
Yeah.
I think he didn't just make mistakes on day one. He was definitely the player that I would be watching Queso and I'd be like, oh, I don't know about that move by Joyo. Okay, it's fine though, because Matira's got his back or Rise is like playing out of his mind. But he's definitely making mistakes, but it didn't really like end up punishing them too much because his two teammates are like, they're always backing him up. But yeah, he was insane. Joyo was definitely insane. Hitting clips on everybody. He was like, he gets the amount of for clips.
Shut up, Rise.
What did Rice say? I missed that. Where is he?
Said Joyo 29.
He was.
I respect the Joyo. I think him and Vatira are pretty close.
We'll be coming back to Joyo a few times in this top 10, so let's move on.
Yeah, we will.
We haven't talked about Daniel though. So two people have Daniel at 10th. The two NA guys actually have Daniel at 10th, which is interesting to me because I don't see Arsenal yet, and I think that's pretty crazy. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like Arsenal is nuts, but there's no shot that he was better than Daniel Islam. No way.
Did y'all forget about Wednesday and Thursday? Like, is that irrelevant?
Like, that's all you're thinking about.
Thursday's irrelevant.
No,
I'm sorry.
Because
Thursday's irrelevant. They beat, like, no disrespect to them, but if they lose to Pioneers after beating Dignitas, what on earth are they doing? Like, that is just insane.
Arsenal was still balling out. And Dan finally started being a little bit more of Dan.
A little bit more. It started being, like, top 5 of the entire tournament. It's only like the only thing stopping Daniel from being top 5 of the entire tournament is that day one, I think.
Yeah, day one.
Yeah, and if Arsenal hadn't decided I want to become one of the best in the NA that day, then Daniel wouldn't have been there to ball on Saturday and Sunday. So Daniel better be taking Arsenal.
I didn't know this was our rankings of Wednesday. I thought this was the entire
It's Wednesday to Sunday.
It's the entire land, and Daniel was
land.
Wednesday through until main stage. Daniel was
I feel like you two are
that's
comparing
nonsense.
his land performance and to the expectations of how he's been playing online
No,
and judging him harsh about that.
Tell me, were you watching the series? The man was
Daniel was.
He was terrible day one. Like he was.
He could hit the ball day one. And I love I love Baby Dan, but he could have hit the ball if he wanted to.
They also won the series and then moved on, and he was one of the best.
They didn't win because of him. I tell you that
Fine,
much.
they still won.
But
I just feel like even when they got to the main stage, Arsenal was still doing things off ball as well. So like just to discredit his first 3 days because he wasn't doing what he was doing against Dignitas during the weekend. Like, he was 1v3 against Dignitas, and just because he wasn't 1v3 the rest of the weekend, you guys have Dan over him.
But
yeah, because Daniel was 1v3 the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, he was not. He was.
Arsenal was...
There's a reason that Daniel's air dribbles are so threatening. You want me to tell you why? It's because Arsenal's lead blocking for him. So then everybody has to respect that. CJ, you're really on the desk with me. I told you. I said the only way SSG wins this series against Queso is if Arsenal sets the tone by bumping and chasing and getting Queso. And exactly what happened? What happened? If we go back and watch that tape, Arsenal's all over them the whole series, bro. Dan might be getting the points, but Arsenal's setting the tone. That matters.
Listen, how do we quantify that though? Com got more demos. He demoed more people at Arsenal. Does that mean he's doing more off the ball?
Just because you get more demos does not mean that you're being more disruptive.
So what did Arsenal do then? What did he do? Because like saying he did more off the ball is like such an.
For example, he have that air bump against Yorius in game 5 against Dig.
We'll add that to his demos. It's still not as much.
But then he got another air bump in another series. Another series on the main stage.
I feel like it's I get quality over quantity. Like it's over the course of the whole weekend. Even Red said
week CJ week.
Oh, sorry, the week for 5 days, whatever. Even Reddle said that it was a 1v3. It was back to how Space Station play online. It was back to how they have been playing in scrims.
Regional one.
It was the Daniel show, and they're creating space for him. I'm not going to give the guy that creates space higher than the dude that was actually going to work and like making the plays happen because no other person on that team can do what Daniel can do.
Yeah, they got
correct. That is correct.
He's the one.
10th.
He's scoring the goals.
9th, 12th. Dig were 9th, 12th, and Arsenal carried versus a team who finished 9th to 12th, getting a reverse swept by EG. That's nowhere near as impressive as what Daniel did in the playoffs. Daniel carried playoffs.
He didn't. You have to take into account team comms, morale, leadership, hype, and everything else in between.
It's all intangibles. I think it's something.
Do intangibles not matter?
Well,
that's the only reason Turbo's even in the GOAT discussion.
The results, but...
Oh snap!
I think
It's
that's
not-
That's still, then I need to drop Turbo and y'all's goat discussion. He ain't in there. Oh my!
Why are you
Like what?
Why are you coming out with Turbo for no reason?
No, because you can't pick and choose whether you want to have intangibles or not.
You know,
if Space Station won the event, then if Space Station won the event, then I'm probably going to put Arsenal. Well, obviously we'll put Arsenal higher, but they didn't. They had a good event. Arsenal's 13. He did what Com did, just a little bit better. He was the disruptor. He was the energy. He was the vibes. He was the glue holding that team together.
Yeah, literally,
and he popped in one series. He popped off, and the rest he was good, which is why he's 13.
Yeah, he was literally.
I can't put him top 10.
Has Turbo ever been the best player in any of his teams, bro?
What? Leave Turbo alone, man.
I need to bring the Turbo example up because Johnny's throwing out intangibles like it don't matter.
No, I'm just saying, you're listing off a bunch of stuff that we're just well, you could say all that about Com as well. You're saying vibes, energy, things that you're yelling. And I'm like, well, I saw Com yelling a lot. I saw him, trying to bring up the vibes. If you're going to say all that about Arsenal and say that he's better than Daniel because he yelled, then why is Com all the way down in 13th on your list? You should have Com, top 10 as well.
Because Com didn't finish top 3.
Yeah, they lost to, one series to SSG.
One.
And they also didn't they lose SSG?
But they won 3 series in their group versus 2 of SSG.
Yeah, they lost SSG and FaZe. SSG made all the way top 3. To Queso 7.
SSG beat a Dignitas where Joris was averaging 200 score per game. And
I thought this wasn't a
pitch,
ranking
and
on
then
how
they beat a
people
V1.
placed.
But V1 and
Yeah.
SSG had the exact same record.
Yes.
Wait, no.
We're talking about how people place now. Okay.
No. I'm saying it's not a ranking about how people place, but placement does matter. I'm saying there's no way that three people finish second and then they still are on top 10. Yada yada.
Oh, they can be. They can. I've got Joyo
I mean,
ahead of
you've got
Chicago. You've got
12
Joyo
and
ahead of
Chicago,
Chicago.
11,
So we agree on Joyo ahead of Chicago. The only difference is that you said the words from your own mouth, T-Bates, Vatira and Joyo's performance were almost inseparable. The difference is I actually haven't separated them by much. I'm going to reveal 9 because I've got them right next to each other. You don't. You've got Joyo on 9th and Vatira 12th, even though you said that their performances were the same.
Yeah, but
so based on that, you're saying that Joyo, Daniel, Chicago, and Vatira, all 4 of them are pretty much the same. So really, they're interchangeable. So really, you shouldn't have a problem with people putting 3 Queso players top 10. You could put Vatira 10. No. You just said it. It was your words.
Don't even try to do that reverse talkology against me.
It's not reverse. I'm telling you.
No.
I'm telling you what you said earlier.
Listen. The reason I have Joyo, I said they're almost inseparable. I didn't say they weren't. I didn't say they aren't inseparable, Johnny. There's a difference. There's a distinction. A distinction right there. You try to use your wordplay against me, but it's not gonna work. I said almost inseparable. There's a reason I have Joyo and Vatira, Joyo and Vatira a little bit different right there. It's because I believe Joyo had pop-up potential more. A little bit more pop-up potential with Vatira. And I said that people are underrating Vatira's performance because he was taking a step back from his usual online play and he's playing more defensively. But that doesn't mean that he played bad. That's what I was saying. Don't try me, Johnny. I caught you.
No, you did. Actually, you caught yourself because you defended me for putting them together and then you didn't put them together, and you have a problem with Vatira and Joyo both being top 10.
No, I respect you putting them together, but there's no way they're both above Chicago.
Why not? You've got them right beside Chicago. It's close.
If you have both of them above Chicago, then they should have won.
But you don't know where I put. You don't know where I put JNaps yet.
It doesn't matter what JNaps is. You have 3. You have 3. You have 3. You have 2. You have 2. God, no rise has got to be somewhere in this 1 range for you. So you have 2 players above Chicago that they should have won. That's just the way I see it.
Let's go to. All right, I don't agree with that at all. You can have 3 players that are performing better than a team and still lose. Let's go back to NBA. You can have just a really good team, but not you can have it's a superstar team versus a team of superstars, but they can still be performing better, but they still might not win the game.
That's never happened.
You can just have
That's never happened.
You can just have a better team performance, or you can have in this situation the fact that the one team had to beat the other team twice in the grand final, and at the end of the day, it was still a 1-1.
And also
G2
won 2 games on Forbidden Temple, which we now know is a fraud map. So clearly, Queso were the better team. We need to run it back. We need to run it back.
I don't like how we rank them based on where they placed. like the argument is like contradicting itself because we will like place a player, and then if it's better than another player who finished higher than them, it's just like outlandish.
Yeah, I know. It's possible for someone to be higher in a list than someone else who finished better in the tournament. Right, T-Bates?
Say that again?
It's possible for someone to be ranked higher in these lists that we're making, than someone else who did better than them in the tournament. For example, Daniel.
Well, his problem is all three players being.
We
haven't even seen our top 8.
Okay,
yet,
what if like somebody had like Atomic JNAPs 1 and 2, and then Chicago way down here, and then all the queso players above Chicago but way below the other two? The average would be G2 would be better.
If that happens, then I'll get. If that one specific instance happens, then I guess I'll let you slide. If that one specific instance happens, if it ain't that, then if it ain't that, then nothing else works. That's the only example. The only example I had to think about that one.
Yeah,
that's the only example where it's okay.
He's literally got Vatira and Joyo 9th and 10th. Like he's not
close.
like putting them very highly at all. You know.
If you've got where's
I don't know how they came in second then. Like they're so low.
I think the Monkey Moon discussion is an interesting.
Why you got Monkey Moon at
well.
9? Why we have 2 Monkey Moons at 9?
Yeah,
that's
one of the greatest performances I ever played in the LAN. How is he at 9?
Yeah,
I agree.
I was gonna say he should be higher.
You want him to be higher by a large margin, or is it?
I'm thinking higher by at least. I'm not gonna. I mean, higher.
Say a number,
I can't say where I have him. Okay, he might be at 8 for me. You know, I not know. No.
Be careful. And obviously we know that's a big difference.
This guy will just, he would die on the hill if he cannot be nice. But if he's like, it's okay, because I got him mate. But if he's nice, I will kill you.
I think when it comes to Monkey Moon, he showed that SSG should have showed up even if all 3 of them couldn't get a visa, because he could still 1v3 and do all right in the tournament, right?
Oh
my! But you know, it doesn't change the results. Monkey Moon was always scary. I was cheering for KCP against BDS, and every time Monkey Moon was on the ball, I was like, "Oh God, what's going on?" And every time Extra and Mark were on the ball, I forgot his name because he barely was even at the LAN. I was like, "Okay, cool."
Don't be on my boy Mark, man. Don't do my man Mark. Don't do my man Mark like that.
I mean, come on, it's only.
Don't do my man Mark like that, man.
I love him, but
listen, Mark's also Mark. I don't know. Mark also has that just like just
the intangibles.
Pressure for
the intangibles.
No, I'm talking about this.
What sort of pressure, teammates? That's
the pressure of being gone by 8. The moment Mark doesn't perform, Monkey Moon trying to pick him another French guy. So like that's always that's so like. Hey, my boy Mark didn't perform well, and I think Monkey Moon had one of the best performances of this whole entire tournament. And I do believe that if Mark or Extra, because people were letting Extra slide, and I believe if Mark or Extra played close to their usual, close to their usual performances, I still think they do better. Because Monkey Moon was on a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Mark by 8 had a historically bad performance.
Yeah,
like you can't get past
but
that.
Bates, do you think if Mark or Extra like played to their usual level, then they would have beaten G2, the team that they lost in Game 5 overtime?
I think probably. I mean, potentially, yeah. I mean, there was 1 goal difference.
Way.
I mean, Mark.
I would never have thought
Mark had a shot. Could have made it. That changed the whole entire tournament. You know what I'm saying?
I'm actually terrified.
It was Extra just before that, right? Like it was a double crossbar.
It was like I'm so terrified. I've wanted to download that replay and see just how easy the shot was, but I've not done it.
I've seen it. It's not. He ran out of boost. He was coming in hot.
Okay,
it wasn't necessarily an easy shot. He had to place it. He ran out of boost. But it's something for him. I expect him to make.
Right. Yeah. When that happened, when he missed it in the actual game, I was like, "Is there some moments in Rocket League that I see and I'm like, I've got to see that replay. I need to download the replay and watch that from his POV. What just happened?" But then when the game finished and the camera cut to him and he was like so visibly devastated, I was like, I don't want to see the replay. I didn't. Yeah. I've not watched it because I don't want to see. Because if everybody's saying it wasn't actually that easy, so I might go watch it. But it looked so easy. I was like, I don't even want to see it anymore because I felt so bad for the guy. But It honestly felt worse because I was on the desk right after. I was like, we have to talk about this. And look at the guy; he's devastated, which is rough to see. But I mean,
you just know after a miss, or especially double miss, essentially like that, that they were going to lose too in the overtime, just because of how destiny always plays out too.
That would be such a good if Mark like wins a LAN in the future again. Like that moment will be really cool to look back on. The rise from the ashes. Okay, Monkey Moon. We're definitely going to talk more about him. I think all these players we're going to talk more about. Let's continue to number 8, and we have more. We've got a symmetrical number 8. Well done, everybody. That is beautiful.
Yeah, I'm doing nothing to add to this. Just being in the middle.
Wait, no, you're in the middle. If Daniel in the middle makes it to where Yan,
well, no matter what he chose,
CJ could have put anything in there.
I could have put anything.
Interestingly of note, our 9 was all EU, and in our predictions, our 8 was all EU, and that was the only all EU in our predictions too. So weird color scheme going on.
Interesting. Well, okay, me and
Which means EU went down a notch.
Yan, I've got I ranked him. I ranked Yan higher than anyone going into this LAN XNZ. I put him at 16.
Yeah,
and he actually went 8th, in my opinion. But
he
no
balled
one
out.
has him worse than. Well, we haven't seen him yet on Bates' list if he's on there, but yeah, he was pretty crazy. I think people are warming up to him. They're realizing that it's actually he's the truth.
Yeah. Well, getting a top 6 and like having such a good performance, topping their group, all just like lends to being able to recognize it, because we all knew he was the best. We all knew how good he was in the last major. I think a lot of us ranked him low in our predictions just because that group was so hard, and then they absolutely popped off in the group, except against CJ.
Except against CJ.
You got the mental block on CJ.
They really do though. Like that is crazy.
Not CJ shaking his head, bro. Get him out of here, bro.
We also have a new record for the most incorrect prediction. T-Bates has taken it by 1 plus 18. I'm sure that's going to be beaten later in the list.
Yeah.
But for now, Arsenal.
Oh yeah, all y'all are gonna be beating Con. I'm pretty sure all y'all had Atomic pretty off, but it's okay though.
Let's see if anybody missed. Nobody skipped Atomic entirely, but I do see someone put him worse than me, so I might not lose this one. We'll get to that later. Okay, Daniel's. Daniel's.
I think it's phenomenal that you've got Arsenal at 8, Roll, and you've got Yan at 12.
I mean, Roll's list doesn't make any sense. I think we can all agree on that.
Wait, I had to click off the stream because I saw what he was going to do. I was watching Roll's stream earlier. Then he was making the list on stream, so I clicked off so I wouldn't see it. But did Twitch chat help you with this? Do you have the scapegoat?
For the first like not really. I didn't really take opinions from Twitch chat. I'm not gonna hold. I like some names came up and then I was like, oh yeah, they actually performed pretty well. But yeah, for the most part, it was me, honestly. I was just like, names came up and I was just like, yeah, this player here. Just going down the list, putting names down. Yeah, I didn't really catch too many Fury series either, and I didn't go back.
Oh, you got to go back and watch. They're so
you gotta go back. They are actually
so good.
Yeah, made me the biggest believer. He is a baller. And them boys legit. Yan hit one play against G2. It was in the corner of Forbidden Temple. He was popping off for an air dribble. He was on the left side of the ball. He went for the reset, got to the right side, scooped it. And when he started to do that, J-Naps is usually just a hit off the wall or something. J-Naps reversed because he was totally not expecting it. Then he lasered it off the reset right to Kaio, and I was like, man, nobody's guarding that. Not a single person, bro. Like, you can't see that coming. That was incredible, bro. And
the other thing is they only lost to G2 and Queso, which only makes their run even more impressive. And potentially should push them up.
CJ as well, obviously. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, they lose to CJ, but CJ's the bigger problem. CJ also
has irrelevant. They came
we're
first
6-0 against the boys. So you know.
Destroyed them.
Who is it? It's King Card. It's King Card against everybody else but CJ. He becomes a little boy card. Oh man,
they're actually ridiculous. They were so cool. I was really glad to see Kaio and Card stepping up. I don't have Card in my list, but he's definitely like I think he's a conversation for the top 20 for sure. Probably in there because they were all really really good. But Yan's the guy. He's the guy for that team, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bates, if you got him, no way you got him higher than that. That's pretty cool if you do, but I don't see him yet. We'll have to wait and see.
It has to be.
Has to be. I do want to echo what we said earlier, though. I can't believe Arsenal is ahead of Daniel. I can't believe this. This is like, I think it's just because that win over Dig was so memorable. But if you watch back, I don't see it. I think if you watch back every game that they played, Daniel's better. Even if you listen to comms, I still think Daniel would be better. Are they going to release comms for everything? Because I'm going to do that. I'm going to watch all their comms.
I think they released it to the teams. So, SSG have released all of their matches, all their comms.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, on Arsenal's channel.
Oh, the whole thing?
Oh, Reddles?
For the entire
I think Reddles did 2 series and then Arsenal did the other 3 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But they have all been released.
Johnny.
What's up?
Chat's saying you're pretty quiet.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know why, though. I think I'll just turn everybody else down because I don't want to mess with my mixer. The chat. I've turned Discord down. Everybody talk real quick.
Hello.
Yo.
Way.
Yo.
Is that better?
Is that...
Everybody was saying I'm quiet. I don't know how, though, because earlier on my mic was peaking, but I do see it very quiet right now. Honestly, sound issues don't make sense. Like, I streamed 3 hours ago, and it was like my mic is peaking. I was like going into the red and it was blowing up, and now it's like in the green. So I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, literally I streamed 3 hours ago and I touched no buttons, but here we are. Anyway, it's all good. Number 7, it is time.
I think we got some silver ones here.
Couple of monkey moves. Oh, I thought for a second there we did another symmetrical round.
Not quite. Oh, beast
mode. Wait a minute,
7.
beast mode. I didn't expect that
beast mode.
What is CJ's list, bro?
Okay, we'll start with CJ, right?
Please.
What's going on there?
I mean, I just did it like comms at 15, beast mode's at 7, Arsenal's at 13. Yeah, it's just similar plays doing simpler roles. He was sick. I've just got in top 10 you can put him anywhere, but beast mode, yeah, he was sick. If they, I don't know, I don't want to put team performance up higher, but they had a bit of a
beast mode
one.
Not have an immaculate performance in any of his series. I guess Detonator, he didn't have like anything amazing, but it was Detonator.
Yeah, he was phenomenal. He was like, I think he topped all the stats. I just let's have a look who I've got above him.
Yeah, you gotta do something.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with it. Okay.
It makes no sense.
I'm happy with it.
He was one of
there's only one player that I'll probably put. Well, I can't say that. There's probably 2 players that I could put him above.
Wait, you haven't named a single queso person yet. Wow.
But
wait,
we'll see what happens.
Whoa!
Wow!
He is a queso fan. He's got joy.
Wow!
So...
You mean to tell me all of queso play better than Beast Mode?
Listen, I told you, Bates. When I put Joyo at 10, I was like, hold on a second. You don't know who you got beef with yet. Wait till we see more. Like, I don't think you're gonna hate my list. CJ, top 6, all of them.
Oh, who knows? Maybe I don't. Maybe I've only got one of them. We'll have to wait and see.
First killer.
I think I may be a little surprised by the fact that Johnny has Daniel higher than I do. I probably wasn't expecting that one.
I thought Daniel was sick. Lionel. I thought he was awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Gosh, man.
I don't know, but you also judged... I guess you didn't just judge Joyo on day 1.
Oh, I nailed first killer, by the way. Look at that. Unbelievable. What a prediction.
Daniel would have been so high for me. He would have been way higher than this if there wasn't day 1.
Dang it, I'm off on Monkey Moon, huh? I had him like, what, 3?
Sorry, what?
I had him 3.
Oh, Monkey Moon.
3.
Yeah, you had him at number 3. The only perfect prediction so far was T-Bit Chicago, my first killer, and Rolda's Vatira. Closest CJ got was Seiko with -2. And Yummy's had a +4. So Yummy, you gotta improve. You're a bit off.
Yeah, my predictions are shit.
Bit off your predictions.
It would have been funny. It would have been funny if someone just did the exact same list as Preland and then just tried to justify it the whole time.
I kind of thought that's what T-Bates was gonna do, but just
no. If SRG played, I guarantee you I would have tried to finagle somehow.
I actually thought you were going to do that.
No, if SRG had played, I would have done the exact thing. But my list is invalid because they weren't here. So, and what of them? 3 of them top 12?
I thought you were just going to remove them and slot everybody else up and say, yep, I got it right. Teammates never wrong.
That's crazy. Even base can't go that far.
Okay, beast mode is that's the first appearance, and nobody's saying anything about my first killer pick at number 7, but that's the first part. That's the
FK is respectable in that 7 to 5 range. I think beast mode at 7 is ridiculous. I
feel like I'm about to take a lot of heat for these top 7.
Because CJ,
you've already kind of stumbled.
CJ, you've already lost. You stumbled. You know, beast mode's one of 2 people.
You nearly lost that last time when you had the worst list ever. But you won people over. I'm winning people over.
I nearly lost. CJ, actually, people were calling me crazy back then. And what happened in LA?
I mean, you got one team right, and I think that was it. You got G2.
Yeah, but nobody was picking G2 though. I picked them and I backed them.
I'm about to win some people over today. Let's get into number 6.
No one else.
Go EK. You're gonna get the EU vote. Congratulations.
Listen, no one else was picking Queso, so I'm pretty happy with how that turned out as well. I was like, it was a win-win.
Everybody picked Queso.
Like, no, I was the only one who picked Queso to win this.
I had him second, but yeah.
The only
Buckle up for my number 6 pick. That's all I'm gonna say. Buckle up.
Oh god.
All right, let's go for it then. Number 6. CJ has got JNaps at number 6. And everybody else first killer apart from me, I put Daniel.
Man, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I don't want to hear this blasphemy, man.
He's actually gone.
Just some phenomenal goals from JNaps coming out, and obviously it was just a great team performance. It was a great team performance. I think he scored some big goals, game 6 and 7, and just a great team performance all round from G2. JNaps is phenomenal. He's 4 places higher than Chicago. And there was maybe one player on that team that did a little bit better than him as well. But just a phenomenal team performance from G2 around. It was just
unlucky how they stuck individually compared to Queso.
Yeah, it was just, they at the end of the day, they went 1-1 against Queso. So it was a great team performance. They had a great run. Well done. Great format. They beat BDS by a goal, thanks to, going by 8. Missing that one, and then they ran through the upper bracket and they lost to Queso, and then thanks to the format, were able to get a second crack at them, and they had a few less games, but JNaps top. I mean, 6 is unbelievable. Let's not try and say that's not an unbelievable ranking.
That G2 had a chance to beat BDS is because JNaps had such a killer series. He was the best player of the day that day across.
Yeah, they were a champion team, Yummy. They were a champion team, which is why they won the event, and they had the best team performance throughout the whole tournament.
It's actually
every top corner.
Listen, it's so good the base left for what just happened. You would not. Like we would be stuck on this for a while if Bates was here to listen to CJ's justification.
No, I don't want to listen to it.
I know. It's good that you weren't here, or else we would not be moving on to 5 for at least 30 minutes.
Because 6, 7 just blasphemy. There's no way you have. Okay, bro, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay, so Joyo 1, Rise 2, Vatira 3. I'm guessing
that would be class. That would be absolute class from CJ. Everybody's got very similar first killers apart from CJ. Yeah. That was the closest, I think, that we've had for one player. I thought I was going to get flack for first killer 7. Now I see why I didn't get any.
I mean, my predictions were so bad on first killer again, going back. But
yeah, yours was terrible.
But after
I remember that.
Like on the first couple of days, it looked like I might have even rated him too
highly. On the first series, it did. After that, FK
when they lost a game to Detonator, Yummy's like, I nailed it. I was so right on first killer.
He had a really impressive tournament for me in terms of, I think, his growth, I felt like, where he wasn't just trying to do everything himself. He took, I guess, more of a team role, and it looked so good. And I think I have to back First Killer a lot more now in future, just because of how good this tournament was for growth for him.
Oh, let's go. Yeah, I mean, with this FK praise, you got to love it. You got to see it. You got to have it. CJ should be banned from talking Rocket League. It's all good.
Yeah, well, did you verse JNaps in beast mode and scrims? He did.
Ooh. Yeah.
Beat G253 in scrims, by the way. So it's a tough life. They're a great team though. G2 champion team, and that's why they won. They had a great run. They took advantage of the format. They had a great win against BDS and set up their whole tournament win. So well done to them. They managed to.
Does CJ even have first killer, bro?
No, not yet. He's
got him at 5.
It's fair enough to have him at 5. It's fair enough, but like I don't think the other players below him are fair.
He's gonna have Atomic 1 and all the 3K subboys at 2, 3, 4.
So I want to say I think I had Daniel highest on the prediction. I did. I had him one higher than CJ and Yummy, and I've gone highest on the actual line as well. I don't know. Did nobody else rate Daniel's performance this close to top 5?
I did, obviously.
Well, 7th. Okay, yeah.
I gotta take into account Wednesday. I gotta take into account.
Yeah.
I told Dan that. I said, Dan, if you had balled out from the get go, but then, at the studio, you would have been top 5 for me. But you didn't.
But then you've got First Killer at 6.
I think FK played well when they lost to who they lose to first? V1?
Yeah, but the thing is, Daniel played poorly in a series that they won, and then First Killer played poorly in a series they lost.
Yeah, no, FK played well. FK played well in that series. It was Sip and AJ who need to step up.
Now first,
I guess
was
compared
decent.
to Daniel, yes.
First was good again. It was V1. They
first is good all weekend.
First is always good.
I mean, all week.
Good. Yeah, I feel like First Killer gets. I don't know if it's justified, but I feel like when he does really well and his teammates are doing really badly, everybody's always wondering, like, is it because he's being hard to play with? He's going back to the rogue days. He's like, give me the ball. Is he dominating too much, not making it easy on his team? I don't really know, but he does.
He also does have the curse of expectations. Like, it is hard as a human to not bias against someone and be like, oh, they're meant to be this good and they were this good. So
yeah, I don't know. I thought First Killer didn't have to, like, in the playoffs at least, the whole team was definitely.
The whole team showed
very
up.
good. Typical, like, I've got him like just outside my top 15. AJ's in it. You know, I think First Killer didn't have to. He didn't have to hard carry. He just had to be the best player, which he was. Okay, number 5, top 5 at LAN. Across the board. There he is, Yan XNZ.
Hey,
you made it. That's pretty
5th.
pog, actually. Top 5. That's crazy. That's up there.
That's right. He's a top 5 player of the LAN.
I think that's more on Rolders to argue why he's so different.
I thought our top 5s would be.
Games.
I thought our top
he didn't watch
5s. I genuinely thought our top 5s would be so similar. But this might actually be super different, I guess, the way things are going. We haven't got a single similar name here.
I didn't watch Furia that much. I'll admit that. But I do think that, like, overall their team performance, I think Yan is a standout player on the team. I just think that their overall team performance was why they were so good. It wasn't just because Yan was this crazy player, because I think Kyle and Card were both doing like more than most people even thought that they would do. Like, and that's why their performance was so well. It wasn't just because Card was a top 5 player at the LAN.
I think I agree. I think the gap is too big.
Agreed.
If Yan's 5, Kyle has to be like top 10.
No, man. Yan was definitely better than Kyle.
Yeah, better, but not by that much. That's too big of a gap.
Oh, top 5, top 4.
Places.
That's a big difference.
Because CJ made the comparison of Yan. It's like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Steph is Yan and Klay's Kyle. That's a good distance between the two. They're both really great, but one's just better. And that's just the facts of the matter. Are you looking at Steph Curry?
Just go.
Got it. I'm on it. Basketball. Yep. There it is.
I've heard the name Steph Curry before. Definitely haven't heard the name Klay Thompson. So
Klay Thompson. I if you just said Klay Thompson by himself, I wouldn't know what sport that is. But I'm pretty sure Steph Curry is basketball. I got that one right.
I think Steph Curry does some stuff in esports. He had like an org or something.
He does. He does. He does have a stake in something. Yeah. I gotta look that up. He does.
Does he actually have an org? I always hear like all these people.
No, he has a stake. He has a stake in some type of org, I think.
Yeah, and he's been in there for ages, like
4
or 5 years or something.
He's a gamer.
I don't know if he is. He joined a group of investors and putting up capital for esports organization Swift and his League of Legends franchise TSM.
League of Legends. Yeah.
Fair play. Bates has also smashed the record for the biggest difference from his predictions with Yan at 20.
Bro, it doesn't matter though, because somebody here has Atomic way off, and that's all that matters. So,
well, actually, Roll Days had Atomic 22. So unless, actually no, if you put him top 2, then that would be a 20
And
difference
CJ.
as well. And so does CJ.
Does CJ even have a atomic on the list?
He did. Everybody had a
Let's
atomic.
not forget that guy literally threw Sweden on purpose so he could join G2 and then win. All right. It's all good in hindsight now to say how good he is on land, but that guy in Sweden was playing with like opposable thumbs. Like that guy was playing.
Facts.
That guy put a blindfold on and said, "Stuff this team. I'm off to G2, baby." So let's not forget that before we do our pre-ranking. All right. Things change. Things change.
To make it worse, the only person in the entire planet you told was teammates. You didn't tell anyone else, actually. Let me get this. I was throwing in Sweden. Don't tell anyone.
I told Atomic that. I literally went up to him after the tournament. I said, "You threw in Sweden on purpose," and he just smiled and winked at me. That was it. Like, I knew there was something going on there in Sweden. There was no way he played that bad and then comes out and just dominates. No, there's something going on. That's all I'm saying.
That's kind of facts. That's low key facts. Something behind the scene. He was tossing on purpose.
The sandbag.
100%.
What if all of Envy were all throwing to try and be the one who could leave? They're like, let's get a bad result. So that they'll kick me. They're all trying to get kicked. That would actually make sense.
Oh, man.
That's the best EU copium I've heard. Everybody's trying to get kicked. They're all trying to change teams. All the French players are like, I need to get off this roster. I need a French salary. It's got to come my way. Okay, nobody complaining about Monkey Moon at 5. That's cool. I didn't expect that.
Well, I mean, why 5?
It was 5 to 7. We're all very close.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, 5 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I was like
5 to 9.
5 to 7. I was never going to put Yan above any of these 3.
Stretch.
5 to 7. That was like my 3.
I had to put Yan above Monkey Moon.
But Monkey Moon didn't have teammates this event. Daniel did, and First Killer did. So I was like, Monkey Moon's got to be 5. He was pretty good. He had a really good LAN, even though they were absolutely shocking as a team. He was legitimately 1v3 to top 8, so that's pretty impressive.
He was what he averaged, like 498.
Are you reading
His
that?
numbers,
He was
his
number
numbers
2
are dummy
stats,
stupid.
yeah.
His numbers are dummy stupid. No, I think it was 90. I think it was 90.
Was it 90?
It might have been. Hold on, I'm
I
actually.
think it was
gonna check
90.
It was like 89.9 or something like that.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
His numbers are
90% goal
actually
participation.
out of this world.
I think they had like 40 goals too. Like 90% on 40 goals.
that. And he's got in
Insane.
36 of them. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, his numbers are
ridiculous.
ridiculous. And so I had him in that 5 to 7 range too. As the FK and Yan, because their team's a little bit better and they have more opportunity to shine. But I still think Monkey Moon is a better individual player but at this major. They balled out. But I like 5 for Monkey Moon. I'm not mad at that in the slightest.
I'll take it. Okay then. Nothing else too crazy. I do want to point out we've got a 5 for Joyo and a 5 for Vatira from Yummy and CJ respectively. We have not yet seen Joyo or Rise from Roldays, so that's a stacked. Yeah, you're coming at me, Bates, when I put Joyo at 10, but actually,
Yeah.
we got some other people ranking the Queso
Listen,
Boys
man.
way higher than that.
You gotta start going after your trader region mate who put EU.
I already say, no. Listen. He swapped regions. We all get it. He's gotta stick with it from now on. I already said his list is terrible. He has Yan at 12, Sip on the list somehow, and then I don't know who else. Yeah, them two in particular. So he's gotta have Joyo here at 4 though. If he has any
Let's see it. Where is Joyo? He is there. Joyo at 4,
Yeah.
and a bunch of J-Napses. A bunch of J.
Oh, but
J-Naps.
me having J-Naps at 6. Oh my God, 6? 6?
Wow. Okay, there's a difference. Listen,
There's a
you were
big
gonna be number
difference.
one.
That's
No,
50% lower.
we're talking top 4. And also, the reason I said J-Naps is because your main reason, CJ, is because you didn't have a queso player listed yet.
They're just a good team, G2, aren't they? Like they're a phenomenal team, and that's why they won.
And queso must be the greatest team of all time. Because, my goodness, how are you that great and you're losing? You got 3 players in the top 5 and you lost the tournament. My goodness, queso, pick it up, do something.
Now they just tossed against V1 for the script. They wanted to run the bracket. They wanted to run that lower
They went
gauntlet.
1-1.
They went 1-1. They went with 1 and an L. They walked home with an L. They hopped on the plane and they got back with an L. That's all I see.
Yeah,
Rise, you stay in the chat, Rise.
Bates,
Anyway,
all they got was L for learning. They learned, and now they're going to come back stronger.
Alpha, exactly.
Alpha
Like
learning.
NA fanboys, jump back on my side. I've got first killer at 4. Come on, we all have first killer. Come on, yeah, got to do it 4. This guy, come on, come back over NA. Let's go. Come on, let's hop back over this side of the fence for a little bit. Look, first killer, phenomenal. Defensively, I think stands himself apart from the Daniels of this world, the other mech 1v3. Absolutely, don't wall me. Daniel
He did not play that well defensively initially.
First killer is phenomenal. Go back and watch some of the saves that this guy's pulling out was phenomenal. He was unbelievable. So he's still got the offense, but he's got the defense. That's what I love about first killer. He brings everything. He was stupid good.
Yeah, but he wasn't top 4 good, was he?
He wasn't top 4.
Well, he might not have been top 4 good, but that's where I put him on this draft list that I accidentally sent the
CJ,
first
if you
time,
just swapped first killer and
we're gonna
JNaps,
justify it.
we would have had the quad synergy. If you swap first killer and JNaps, we would have had 4 JNapses at 4 and 4 first killers at 6.
Wait, timeout. Yeah, okay, yeah. CJ's list is just scuffed. Yes, Joy. Okay, yeah.
Well, I'm surprised he has any members of.
Who else does he have up here?
Case already chosen. I thought he.
Oh
had
wait,
him top
I
three.
know he has up here. Yeah, this top 3. I see his top 3.
Joyo, Rise, and
Yeah.
Atomic. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just about who's number 3.
It's just terribly put lace.
Yeah,
but hey, man.
let's go to number 3 then, shall we?
Everybody's top 3s are picked, so
Number 3.
obvious.
Are we going to get a unanimous decision?
We can get 3.
No.
I think.
We can't get unanimous. It's unanimous.
Yeah. Because Joyo has to be 1 for CJ. That's just it.
He does.
Joyo has to be 1.
That's true.
I mean, they just had a phenomenal team performance. Did I speak about this? Like G2, they just brought it all together. And they were good. They were phenomenal. But I tell you what, there was just a couple of blokes that were just unbelievable as well that we're going to be talking about as well. You know, let me just when you watch the finals, right? There's the Atomic's he's the only one competing with the 3 on Queso. He's the only one. JNaps, he's got the shooting power. He's got the shots. He's got the brain power. But I tell you what, it's just the difference on the pitch with Queso. There's a difference when you see those 3 players individually. They are just they're just better. And Atomic, he's right there with them. But the guys on Queso, they're just better. And you'll be seeing them coming out of London.
How did they lose this, DJ? How did they lose?
They won the first series. They played 800 series in a row. They got defeated and then G2 won another one.
CJ, G2 wasn't losing. That's why they didn't play 800 series in a row.
Yeah, well done. Gone by 8. He missed that shot on purpose. He doesn't want to be there, all right? So G2 could have been in the lower bracket. Hey, so they were nervous. They're kids. They were nervous. 15, 16, 17 years old in the group stage. In the group stage, I'm going to be nervous. But then we got out into the playoffs, and boy, oh boy, did we see some boys absolutely pop off. It's here. He held it down, which is why he's number 5. He held it down. But when you watch any game of the playoffs with Queso, there's the 3 best players on the pitch, and they're all on Queso. By the grand finals, Atomic, he was unbelievable, and they were a better team on the day. They played less series. They couldn't win. Well, they did win, but they lost.
How did G2 win?
They lost the first series. And the only reason is because they had a better. Well done. They beat BDS by a goal. They had the better upper bracket run. Queso come through the lower bracket. They played 800 series in a row. They're mentally fatigued. They're kids. It's bedtime. It's 5 p.m.
Listen, it's mentally fatigued all of a sudden.
It's 5 p.m. It's bedtime. They've just the news has just come on. They're going to bed. It's bedtime. The kids, they're 15, 16, 17. It's time for them to go. They won the first series. If the format was better, Queso would have won. That's why they're all in the top 5. These guys are freaks, but G2, they're a great team. They're a phenomenal team.
We need L's.
They're a champion team, and that's why Atomic's up there. But these kids are different gravy on the pitch. Let me tell you, these kids are different gravy. Atomic, he can compete with them. But I'm telling you, JNaps, he's got the shooting, he's got the smarts, he's got the experience. He's poised under pressure. He was ready. He was rested. He played less series than the rest of them, right? But I'm telling you, on the pitch, these guys on the ball can do so much more than what we're looking at from a JNAPS or a Chicago. I will stand by that. However, I'm saying JNAPS, he's got the smarts and he knows how to play better as a team. They play better as a team. G2 were a better team, but I'm telling you, you watch any series on the pitch and you look at a Vetera, you look at a Rise, you look at a Joyo, and then Atomic, he was right there with him. I'm going to say Atomic was right there with him. But they're just phenomenal. They're going to win London. The only reason they didn't win, and I will stand by this. I'm looking down the camera. The only reason.
Teammates impression for a second.
The only reason the Queso did not win this tournament was because it was their first event, first international event, group stage. They were nervous. Jory said he was threatened for his life because Com was coming to his throat, all right? Jory said he was physically scared. But after that, once they started getting warm, once they started getting heated up, how unbelievable, Queso. They had the ice game 5, game 7. You can't tell me they're going to come into London, they're going to be nervous? No way. These kids are coming into London and they're going to wipe the floor. They're going to have the G2 upper bracket. Oh, look at this. This is so cushy. Oh, unbelievable. Only have to play like 3 series to win the event. That's what they're going to do. But they were nervous in the groups. That cost them, and then they worked their whole way back up, and then they beat G2. They beat G2 in the grand finals. But you know what happened? It was bedtime. So they decided, you know what? We'll see you in London. You can have the win. That's it. I'm done.
So it's just because they were in NA land? Is that the copium you're going to use as well?
I'm not saying EU's better than NA, chat, because Queso are the only good team in NA. I mean, NAU.
EU, yeah.
NA have the better teams, but there's just one team that's just the best team in the world, and Queso are unbelievable. I just want to watch them. I want to watch them play. I want to watch it. I want to 3 guys on the pitch play. They're unbelievable.
He wants to be them.
Who voted L? Who voted L? G2 are the best. No, let me say that. Let me rephrase a little bit. All right, G2 are the best team in the world. Okay, best team in the world. However,
how
on the pitch,
how are they the best team?
Queso have 3 guys that are just different gravy right now, and you guys will see that, and I will stand by that.
Different gravy. I just want to point out, and I'll let everybody else go. CJ said after he articulated 15 excuses for him, and then he said the one reason they lost, and then he stated 5 different reasons in that one sentence as to why I lost. Man, y'all can have it, bro. I don't even want to talk to him.
CJ, you had a real L list, but you've brought it back at the end here. You know, you're be dead last, and now you're first.
You guys are all saying how good G2 is individually. Then you guys are all putting Chicago at 11. Like I'm telling you, on the pitch,
Wait,
there's a clear.
Chicago is 11 or 10 on everybody's list. Actually.
Well, I'm just Queso. They're a special bunch of kids, and they are going to be. I'm all on board for London. Like we're on a one-way trip to London. These kids are free on the ball. They're just different. They're just special. Half of them are just freestyling their way through. You know, a roll. You're smiling. You're nodding at me. Come on. If you've got on the ball and you got a Chicago versus you got a Joyo on the ball, this kid is just doing something special. And I'm not saying Chicago is a bad player. He's a top 10 player in the world.
You're
but
definitely more intimidated by Joyo. You're definitely more intimidated.
Oh, dude, they're just special. I'm telling you, they didn't get the win. They went 1-1, but they're just special kids. And I'm not saying they're the best team because they don't have it all figured out right now. And perhaps they, went through the lower bracket. But G2, well done. They had a great team performance. They won when it counted. This format is brutal coming out of groups because if you drop out of groups, you're in 9 and 12 if you don't win a group. And they cost themselves. They were a little bit nervous. G2, they had a massive win against BDS. That win, looking back, basically won them the tournament because then they were able to get through the upper bracket, and that's huge. Guaranteed top 6, 1 win, boom, you're in the top 3. It's just, you're in there. You're in. And they were unbelievable. They're a great team, but Queso...
That reminded me.
They're individually special.
Every time somebody mentions it, I remember honestly, the biggest L for the weekend is we didn't get to witness, there was very few people going to be able to witness it, but T-Bait's live reaction, if they were reverse swept by BDS in the group stage, that would have been gold. I think the only people there was Gibbs, Wavepunk, me,
actual
and
tears.
Roldays, Wavepunk, myself, and Gibbs were the only people there. And whoever the operating the camera, but yeah, that would have been actual peak LAN content right there. Because Rolda's was recording the whole thing. Oh my goodness, we really missed out on a beauty of a video there. But hey,
it was still a beauty of a video.
The alternative is still pretty good.
From behind Bates when they won was crazy.
The run,
just doing laps around the table.
He did the anime run after they won. He just legged out the building. He just sprinted. Okay,
I just have one question for Bates. All right, for G2, do you think if they in the lower bracket, are they making it to the grand finals? Realistically, do they make it?
I have no idea. I'll say no. That's why I didn't even think about that possibility possibility because I told y'all going in that they were going to win their group.
By 1 goal in overtime against BDS.
It don't matter how you do it. It don't matter whether it was an own goal.
That's what I said earlier. I said a win's a win.
No,
actually, I agree with you. No, I agree with you. I agree. A win is a win, and that's why I said that. And you were the one who's saying Queso's scraping through all these series, and I said a win is a win. But now a win is a win when G2 did it.
No. A win. I actually agree. No. A W is a W. But I'm saying if you're going to have all 3 of them top 10, and for CJ's case, all 3 of them top 5, then you need to be sweeping everybody. At least sweep by about 2-3 series for me.
You've got sweep BDS. I mean, they got nearly reverse swept by Pioneers, and they got swept by FaZe, and G2 are only scraping a win over them. I'm not impressed. Not impressed.
If 2 teams are scraping a win, surely.
I'm confused how Atomic was
we're looking at group stages, though. The difference is, it's just how they went out of groups. And G2 phenomenal. They beat BDS well done. BDS ended up getting absolutely stomped by FaZe. In the groups, Queso were intimidated by V1, but V1 were phenomenal in groups. They were unbelievable. Everyone was saying Group A is the toughest group, but then we all forget about it when we get into afterwards. Oh, well, G2 won their group.
It was the toughest group.
A lot of people were saying C and B were the toughest groups. And A was the easiest to get out. No.
Yes,
A was the easiest to get out of, but the hardest to win. We all agreed on that, and it was the hardest to win, and they didn't win their group. And because of the format, they got absolutely punished, and they were probably one of the only teams to be able to make a run that they did. They're a phenomenal
Congratulations.
Team. G2 are the better. I'm not saying that they're a better team than G2. I'm saying on the pitch, they're different gravy. The 3 of them. And
I like different gravy.
Cry with your
Atomic's the only one that's up there with them right now. I'll stand by that. JNAP's phenomenal.
This is the biggest T-Bates versus T-Bates I've ever seen.
JNAP's is up there. They're up there. I agree with a lot of what CJ's saying, but I don't agree that only Atomic is up there with Queso. I think all of G2 are up there. I think that they're the clear 2 best teams. They're almost inseparable.
I can understand the argument
as a team, but individually.
Go through as a team, and then individually the Queso members are just so good. But.
Thank you, Yummy. Thank you.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
We're not ranking the top teams. We're ranking the top players.
CJ, yeah, exactly. I'll come. Yeah, good thing you said that because you still have beast mode with 7.
That's all right. Well, T-Bates is about to be wrong on 1 and 2 as well, so it's fine.
I wonder. This is actually really interesting because only. Okay, so yeah, CJ's got Joyo top 2. Everybody has Rise top 2. 4 of us have Atomic top 2, but what is the order? That's interesting to me because
we may as well reveal all of our top 2s at one track because we know who it's going to be.
The other ones. Okay, that's a good idea. So let's just do it. Here it is. The top 2s for everybody. Bang. Okay, another symmetrical. Double symmetry. Well done. That's something.
Yeah, I knew the Joyo #1. He's the big Joyo fanboy.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
He's been running the Joyo decal, calling himself Joyo, missing every single flip reset, but still saying that's what Joyo would do.
How the heck was Joyo above Rise in this tournament? Man, can we throw CJ's list on? It's just pain for me watching it. It's just bad.
What are you back to me?
No, I don't want to hear you talk.
Yeah, CJ,
go. You're on mute. You talk for 25 minutes, you're done.
Give me the floor.
No, you don't have the floor. You're not hitting it anytime soon.
It's my time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my time.
You are done.
This guy, let me tell you all about the better Joe. All right, for a second. Let me tell you all about the better Joe. This guy, I understand, ladies and gentlemen, that Rise was unbelievable. And let me tell you that Rise was voted the best player of the tournament, but he didn't win because it's whoever wins the tournament.
He was.
But Rise was voted the best player in the tournament by a landslide, and it wasn't close. Atomic was nowhere near. Well, I say nowhere near. Rise had, I think, more than double the votes of any. He's a freak. This guy. I know what you're saying, but whoa, you've got Joe higher. And here I was.
The chat's missing context.
Sitting here. Here I was sitting here in the grand finals. I was sitting next to none other than Mr. Randy Gibbons. And we were talking about the best teams, the best players at the time. Who are you going to MVP? I was saying, who you got MVP? And I was saying, you know what, Gibbs? I'm going to put my guy Joy because you know what? He might not be the guy that's putting it away every day of the week, but he is just putting in work in the midfield. This guy's going to air dribbles. He's getting one. He's getting a flip reset. He's not just throwing away. He's getting a flip reset around one. 50 the next bloke. This guy is holding the fort down. He was phenomenal. Everyone talks about Vitira holding the fort down. This guy was holding it down mechanically. He was always there, showing off the mech, bringing up the rest of the team, saying, hey, look at me. I'm going for the solo plays. Come on, boys, come with me. He was saying, come with me, boys. And then he's saying, Rise, do it. I'm going to hit a musty to you. Rise is going to put it away. This guy was phenomenal. I'm saying it was very close. It's easy to make a case for Rise. I just thought that Joy was underappreciated in the voting. And you know what Randy Gibbons said? You know what Gibbs said? I'm going to vote for Joyo as well. He's my pick. Gibbs also put MVP the whole tournament, ladies and gentlemen. So are you at home right now, are you going to disagree with Randy Gibbons?
Yeah, you know why? Because Tyler Bates was on the desk with them, and let me tell you, I was called crazy last time I was on this stream. Yes, we are going to disagree because Bates went on to that desk, and Bates basically predicted the whole entire weekend. And then so Bates, we're going to go with Bates. There's a reason Atomic plus one on my list, and he would have been number one if I had known SIG wasn't there. Let me tell you right here, you're the best player at the major, no question. From Wednesday to Thursday to Saturday to Sunday, when you needed him most, he was the best. He was the best.
So like, what about
They're a great team.
What about all the mistakes? What about the chokes? What about Atomic's mistakes? He messed up so many times.
Everybody makes mistakes. He's a human being. Joyo Rise, Matera, and everybody else in his list made mistakes.
What was Rise's mistake? Do you remember any mistakes?
What was Rise's mistake? His mistake was that he lost a V1 on Wednesday. That was his mistake.
No, but specifically, what was the mistake? I remember so many like moments where I'm like, oh, Atomic's reversing. Oh, he's at a position near post.
Yeah, do you think so Joyo's backing up away from the ball?
In fact, I actually foreshadowed the big choke in the grand final because about a minute to go, I think I said something live on the cast like, Atomic's looking pretty awkward in defense. I'm watching this game 7, I'm like, I don't know about Atomic defense in this game. He looks like he doesn't have a clue where he needs to be. He's driving around, he's like, he doesn't know where he needs to be. He's lost on the pitch, and then he like completely chokes in game 7. How's your MVP choking game 7 and throwing away like the comeback like that?
Okay, what happened? Okay, first off, my MVP had played so well the whole entire tournament that he had extra life. And then with that extra life, you know what happened? Not only did he elevate his game, he elevated to a level I don't think people are talking about enough. He was unstoppable.
But they didn't do it. He didn't get the life himself. They were given the life by Mark by 8. Mark by 8 gave G2 an extra life. He was like, you know what? G2, have my life. Mark was lifeless. Mark was lifeless on LAN.
The amount of excuses
he gave his life to G2.
This is crazy how much G2 slack I'm seeing here.
Mark gave them his own life. He gave his life for G2. That's why they have the extra life in the upper brackets, because Mark gave it to them with his phenomenal hair. Like, they got that. They didn't get themselves. But Rise, like, I didn't see many mistakes from this guy. He was clutch, top goal scorer by an absolute mile. Not just for this LAN, but any LAN that's ever happened. He scored more goals this LAN than have ever been scored in a Rocket League LAN.
Atomic second series, bro.
He had the huge save against.
Yeah,
he had the
the best player in that final series. Yeah,
exactly. And and a lot of people, they always rate the lower bracket as being like they're tired and everything. Queso coming in with momentum. They've been playing all day, bro. Today I'm still rolling.
It's momentum.
No. Listen.
It's funny how that works. It's momentum when it goes when the loser team wins
I'm not discrediting any the momentum dip. They were warm. G2 hasn't been playing, and that was very apparent because they came out hot.
If G2 smashed them, everybody would say they're tired. But if they win, it's momentum. Like, you can't have it. Like, I hate.
No, I'm not making an excuse. I like to be as. I like to be as not
Bates,
accurate.
you talk about your predictions. You're the only person in the entire event who managed to get 3 Queso predictions wrong in a row. You said FaZe would beat them. You got that wrong. You said Space Station would beat them. You got that wrong. You said G2 were going to beat them. You got that wrong as well. You said they were going to beat them in 1 series in 6 games.
I didn't know if I said 1 series. I said they won't let. I said they're going to beat them in 6.
You thought they were going to win that first series. Don't lie. You did.
That's speculation. Why would I?
Well, luckily we don't have to speculate. We can ask the man himself.
Why would I put myself under the bus?
I mean, I could just ask him. You're so honest. I mean, I know you would tell the truth. You thought G2 were going to win that first series. You got 3
listen. I might have told the truth, but not right now. That might not help my argument. We're not this or not. So all I know is that I said they would finish at 6, and that's exactly what happened.